Hey everybody, I'm Cheryl Lacey Donovan, and I want to welcome you to Real Life, Real Faith. On today's broadcast, we have with us Brother Ray, and he's going to be talking to us about Devine Jamz and everything that they do for the music industry, the Christian and gospel music industry, as well as talking to us a little bit about AMTC, who will be in our city here in Houston to talk about auditions for rappers and models and actresses and all of those wonderful things so that we can get some really, really good programming out there on your TV stations as well as in the movies. And we all know what I like to call ratchet TV. We know what that's like these days. So we're trying to change the narrative. Brother Ray, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Well, it's a pleasure, Cheryl. Thank you for having me.
Tell everybody what you do. What you do over at Devine Jamz.
It's a good question. Devine Jamz Gospel Network. What we do is a faith-based internet music marketing ministry. And we have Christian music marketing promoters, affiliate marketers, and those who are interested in changing the narrative and uplifting singer-songwriters and related businesses that want to see a difference and also expand with their ministry. And we do that by using specific internet marketing methodologies. And some of the flagship marketing methodologies is music video, TV marketing. Working with you, of course, we also use the television and the radio broadcasting and interviewing, which is something that very useful for artists to be able to tell their ministry and their story. Several other marketing services that we provide mainly is to give them an opportunity to reach out into a society that normally they would not be able to reach because of the finances and the extreme costs of mainstream marketing. So we give them a helping hand. And we try to make it very cost effective and very affordable and reasonable for them so that they don't, as they call it, break the bank. Right, exactly.
So I happen to know how you got into this industry. Why don't you tell them about that, because it's a very interesting story.
Yeah, it's something that happened to me probably about 2009 is when we actually started as actually an online broadcasting radio station. And we did talk shows with Christian groups. Christian groups that was interested in, again, changing the narrative of the day's society and the things that were going on at that time. And we wanted to impact individuals by giving them a voice, giving them an opportunity to share with us some of the solutions that we can bring in the community as opposed to the problems. We were all aware of the problems, but we needed to know what the solutions were. So we had experts that will come to the panel, ministers, pastors, that will also help us organize and bring into the community something more faith-based as opposed to a secular strategy where that individuals needed to be able to expound on what we can do as far as praying as well. So we did that for some time. I dealt with some tragedies in my life that back in 1995 that I lost the use of my right arm, and I was dealing with a lot of depression. So up until that time, I just covered it up. I kept dealing with life as it was the normal thing to do by not speaking about it. And it wasn't very proper at that time, should I say, to talk about things, particularly as a man. You don't want to appear to be weak, or at that time it wasn't the thing to do is seeing someone who can speak to you as far as counseling or therapy. And I kept that, undercover, and I didn't really allow myself to grieve. As time went on, I found myself going into a deeper spiral and going down. I had the intentions to do right. I had the intentions to seek God with all my heart, but I didn't take time to establish a relationship with God. And when you don't do that, you start leaning on yourself. And that was the #1 error for me. And eventually I found myself doing something very stupid that I hurt someone in my family. And it hurt me as I recognized that I made a terrible mistake and a bad impact. So I had to get off the internet for a while. I had to step back and gather myself. And as I did that, I realized God had a plan, and he had something that I really never thought that it would be something that I would be doing, and that's you know, marketing that I've learned through college. And I start using those biblical principles that as a PK, you know how that is, because we spoke about that. You never forget about the things that you learn as you get older. You know, you start utilizing those steps when the time is in need. And so I started utilizing those principles and the education from college. And the next thing you know, I found myself doing marketing.
Wow.
And I thought that perhaps someone who was going through similar circumstances that I am, but yet trying to use their voice to branch out in the community and worldwide, could use some help from someone who really can relate and had the blessings to be able to contribute. And needless to say, precept by precept, step by step, the Lord directed me to Devine Jamz Gospel Network, and here we are.
You know, it's the thing that I love the most, I think, about Devine Jamz is that you make it so accessible for people to be able to market themselves. Because like you said earlier, sometimes it can be very cost prohibitive to get your work out there for people to actually hear it. And I wonder sometimes how you are able to kind of make that happen, because you do it in such a great way, and it's so many different people that we probably never would hear of if it weren't for Devine Jamz.
So, sure, the thing is that once you are aware on how the technology is being used, and once you are aware of how networking and using your skills can benefit another partner, when you combine, just like you and I, when you combine, you are able to do wonderful things for that particular client or that particular artist. And what we also found that having the understanding of search engine optimizations, and having an understanding of keywords, and having an understanding on how to really use content marketing as opposed to just uploading a video per se, or uploading an MP3, or just using basic terminology that really did not have any references to the search engines. Once we learned that artists really didn't understand that, we found that they were amazed that they were getting the traffic that they, you know, was not getting prior to reaching out to us. So it really is basically a fundamental of knowing the craft of internet marketing. And once you know that internet marketing really is beneficial in many ways, and you can expound on it by using particular, like I said, search engine optimization techniques, it's easy for them to start receiving that traffic. So we just use those steps, and we spend time. We talk to the artists, and we get to know the artists. We get to understand their mission, their purpose, and try to dig in deep, you know.
So expound a little bit on content marketing, because you hear that term a lot, but I'm not so sure everybody really understands what that actually means.
So, for instance, many of us have a testimony, as I explained mine when I lost the use of my right arm. That testimony for me is something that I will expound on with my content. So if, for instance, I was an artist who released a new single, and the single was probably about, I don't know, give me a subject, probably a death or something that happened to someone, and they wanted to write about it, or they wanted to sing about it. What content marketing allow you to do is get into the in-depth reasons why you thought about creating that song. And so what you want to do is use the text, use the information within the lyrics of your music as a story. So you give it from the beginning. You know, as I went through the grieving process, as I was going through my ups and downs because of the death, I started X, Y, and Z, and whatever that you know, effect that had on you, and you just really basically put it into your basic content structure, where that you use that as your song. So you just supplementing the music lyrics for the actual storyline, the things that occurred. And it's just like journalism, basically. And the only thing different with content marketing is that, again, as I spoke to you about the search engines and how the major search engines use algorithms, they use particular keywords to be able to identify you and place you on a higher page rank. You just have to implement that with your content. You can't just write it out and tell your story and that's it. What you want to do is structure it so that the headline, the subject of the story, kind of follow through with the content inside the story. You want to make sure that you have your tags to identify some of the key information that individuals will be able to find you in case they do inquiries. The thing about it is that they can find you without even looking for you. You know, they may have put search queries in the internet that say something about, I don't know, a death in a family, when really that might end up showing your song, because you use keywords and specific information words inside that content that will relate to the video or the song. So basically content marketing is just utilizing content in a structured way, in an organized way, where that the search engines will be able to place you in a particular category or rank, and give you popularity, basically.
Okay. And that was a great explanation, because I know a lot of people don't recognize that. Even in the industry of writing books and publishing and things like that, I always tell the authors, you have to be ready to build a platform. A lot of them think that all they need to do is write the book and that's it, nothing else. Write the book and people will come, and that's really not the case. You have to be out there. A friend of mine coined the phrase Google-licious. You have to be Google-licious. You have to, when they type in your name or something like you said that's related to the content that you put out there, they have to be able to find you with that. So it's about platform building, it's about brand building, and getting as much content out there as you can. I remember when I first started writing books, somebody said to me that, you know, if they can't find you on the internet, then you can forget it. So that's when I realized, okay, well then I need to get on the ball. I need to start writing articles. I need to start, you know, doing videos and audios and whatever else, and all of it has to kind of relate and be packaged so that, you know, every time somebody sees something that I put out, it speaks to my platform. So it's bigger than just the product. It's almost like selling yourself. People sometimes will buy your product not because they like the product or not. They haven't even heard it or seen it, but it's because of the platform that you built, the brand that you built.
And networking will help you in the manner where that if you maintain your niche, stay in the structure or the organization or the topic that you're in. For instance, if it's a new release song that you're releasing, and depending on whatever the genre is, even if it's Christian, there are different type of genres. There's Christian pop, there's gospel, contemporary. What you do is make sure that you can try to network or use your content on other websites as well. That's in that same niche. And what that does show is provide backlinks. Now, some might say backlinks are not as popular as it used to be. The idea, though, is to network and to broaden your content with other individuals who find similar type of content in relations to yours. Pretty much attractive and pretty much something that they are more likely to read because that's your niche. And again, if you approach the internet, or if you approach as a story-based line and not just a song, because, you know, if you're an indie artist, you probably don't have that big platform and known popularity as maybe a major artist does or major band does, where that they can just put a new release and people can say, hey, that's Fred Hammond. Well, everybody know who Fred Hammond and Yolanda Adams, everybody know who that is. There's not going to be much that they really need to do for individuals who are going to go out and check it out. However, as an indie artist, you probably don't have that type of audience or target audience, and so you have to start from somewhere. Somewhere is to find someone or to find that target audience who can relate to your situation, who can relate to your circumstances. You don't have to be a popular person for somebody to start searching information about, you know, bad marriages, for instance. We have an artist right now that we're promoting, and her name is Joyce Bartholomew, and she has a wonderful new single. Actually, she has an album out, but one of her featured songs is about marriage, and so her content is about marriage, keeping marriage together. Some of the things that break up marriages. How can we bring a dialogue about that as opposed to just showing that song and say, here's my song. So when you have people that, you know, are going through similar circumstances with marriage issues or anything like that, the first thing they're going to come across is that content, because they probably looking about, you know, how can I help my marriage? How can I do something different to strengthen our relationship? And they run into that content that she organized and used content marketing, used the correct keywords, used the right organization, search engine optimization, did everything that she was supposed to do. And guess what? Not only that they read the content, but they see a great video that, man, this is just absolutely phenomenal. You know, this is great. And so that's how you get that indirect pitch. You know, you don't want to be a salesy type person, and nobody want to see those type of advertising anymore. They prefer some substance. And so what we do is try to get artists to understand you can't just throw out that content unless you're Fred Hammond or Yolanda Adams. Other than that,
and even they these days,
they decided to do things different now. You see, they more into the dialogue now with individuals, you know, and getting more personal with individuals.
Okay. Well, you know what? When we come back, we're going to talk to Brother Ray about AMTC, who's supposed to be here in Houston May 13th to have auditions for Christian rappers, models, actors, and other talent. So we'll be back in just a moment. Real Life, Real Faith with Cheryl Lacey Donovan. Welcome back to Real Life, Real Faith. I am Cheryl Lacey Donovan, and once again, we're here with Brother Ray. We're talking about AMTC now. Brother Ray is actually with Devine Jamz, and he is the Houston partner for AMTC, who will be here May 13th at the JW Marriott at 1 o'clock. I think that's right, Brother Ray?
Right, 1 o'clock.
Tell us a little bit about that and what's going on.
Yeah, so AMTC actors, models, Talented for Christ will be providing auditions here in Houston. It will be located at the JW Marriott, as you stated, and right across the street from the Galleria. And that gives the artists or the potential entertainers within dancing, singing, actors, models, rappers who find talent within themselves to share and broadcast or showcase that before an audience and some scouts. So they have that opportunity where that they can come out and provide possibly the 30-second monologue if they're acting, and if they dance in a choreographed dance routine. Rappers may be able to bring a beat. Singers, of course, may be able to bring their 30-second song. And the ideal is to be exposed to the industry in an educational stance. So for individuals who are trying to learn more about their craft or trying to be exposed into the industry where that they can excel and advance in their development, AMTC is the right way to go. It's similar to conferences workshops, seminars, and what they do is if you're called back from the audition, if they find that your talent is according to what the standards are, you will be able to attend the Shine event. For us will be located in Dallas, Texas, July 28th, and it's a weekend event. You will be available for that to showcase yourself in front of the VIPs. And the VIPs are individuals who are in the industry already, exposed and have that popularity, and able to again give you the educational guidance. Now, it's very important that people understand, because I've seen some information posted out in various platforms about if this is something that is going to bring them starship. I don't really think no one can tell you that you are going to be a superstar. If they do, they may be able to tell you also when Jesus coming. Right. So be careful when individuals give you that type of information. That is not what AMTC about. What they're about is giving you the education, giving you the background, giving you the knowledge, and giving you what you need to go out there and market yourself. What they do is give you that additional exposure within the industry, so that you already know what these scouts are going to be looking for when it's time to shine. You're going to have that ability and informative showcase within your own mind, because they're going to educate you. They're going to expose. They're going to give you the direct impact on what your responsibility is as a Christian. Oftentimes we see, as we talked about this before, about on a radio show, about the responsibility of Christians being more in depth into their showcasing, where that they need to expose themselves so that we don't follow step or suit with those in the world and do the worldly things, like the real world events, these reality showcases, and you see some shocking things. And so
I call it ratchet. I'm just saying.
Yeah, right. So what AMTC want to do is help those who are trying to get into the entertainment business use your Christian fundamentals, use your biblical principles, and take the media and the film and dancing in a different direction. Yes. Take it to a direction where it's family wholesome. Right. Take it to a direction where God can show you approval of what you do, and be blessed. And bless others. And that's the essence of AMTC. So it's not for individuals who think that you're going to be in Hollywood because you've in front of these VIPs and these individuals who may work in Hollywood, and they are mainstream VIPs and faith-based VIPs. So they're both there, but again, they're giving you the tools and the knowledge and the wisdom that you will need to market yourself and showcase yourself when it's time to shine. Okay. Well, I know David A.R. White, I believe that's his name. We had an opportunity to interview him a while back. He does the whole, I think it's called Pure Flicks. And he really promotes a lot of those and creates a lot of those Christian films. And I believe T.C. Stallings, who was in the War Room, came out of AMTC, if I'm not mistaken. I had an opportunity to interview him at the Stellar Awards a couple of years ago. So, I think it's a wonderful idea, a wonderful thing that they're doing in order to showcase talent that is faith-based. I think we need to do that. A lot of times, I don't know why we feel like we need to shy away from that, but I think
it's all the more reason for us to be a part of that industry so that we can show our faith and we can show who we are and that we can be in the world and not of the world.
There you go.
Right? So I think that it's great that they're going to be doing that. And I think it's great that you all have partnered with them to make sure that talent here in Houston, Texas gets recognized as well. I think we have a lot of it here, but I don't know if we always have the opportunity to really shine, as you say, in that particular industry. So I think it's great, the great thing that's going to happen. So you guys, if you are in Houston, Texas, May 13th, you need to show up at the JW Marriott at 1 p.m. I think you can go online and actually register for your audition. Real Life, Real Faith will be there along with Brother David of Devine Jamz. We're going to be interviewing some of the people that are there to audition and hopefully have an opportunity to speak with some of the administrative staff and the people that are there doing the reviews of those that will be auditioning that day. So again, May the 13th, JW Marriott, 1 p.m. here in Houston, Texas on May the 13th. And we just want to say thank you again for joining us here today on Real Life, Real Faith. As always, you can connect with us on Facebook at Real Life, Real Faith with Cheryl Lacey Donovan. Oh, you know what? Before we do that, I don't want to forget to let you tell them how they can connect with you.
Right. And also, one thing you do want to do is when you go to the Marriott, 5150 Westheimer Road is the address, and I believe the zip code 77056. Okay. It's directly across the street from the Galleria. Okay. And you also have an opportunity to get a discount parking if you decide that you're going to drive there. So I want to mention that. But yeah, also mention that Devine Jamz Gospel Network is their local referral that sent them there, so that once we find out that you did use us as the referral, what we're going to do is give you a call back and give you probably some free exposure through our services as well. So go ahead and do that, and we'll contact you. Don't feel bad if you didn't get called, okay? There's a lot of people who didn't get called back the first time. Yes. That does not mean anything, okay? Yes. If God has implanted it in your heart to do what you're supposed to do and given you the purpose to do it, press on, okay? Press on. But contact us at www.devinejamz, that's spelled with Jamz, .com, or you can give us a call at 834-3392. And if we don't pick up the phone because we don't have this exposing type of atmosphere where there's a whole lot of people working behind the phones, please leave that callback message and someone will definitely get back with you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely.
And as I said earlier, connect with us on Facebook, Real Life, Real Faith with Cheryl Lacey Donovan. You can also connect with us on Twitter at Real Faith Mag. Make sure you go out to our website, realliferealfaithmedia.com, and on Instagram, Real Life, Real Faith. And as always, we want to remind you that God can do exceedingly and abundantly more than you could ever ask or think, according to the power that worketh in you. Be blessed.